Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're well on this. What day is it? Oh my god. It's actually the midweek hump. It is the midweek hump. This is video 3 of 3, and you're looking absolutely amazing, by the way. I think the first two videos, especially the first video today, kind of threw me for a loop. So I didn't really. Yeah. I've got over it. Well, I say got over it. Got over having to discuss that video. But then I come across this situation, right? Because as like I'm guessing a lot of you guys do as well. I was going through the Idaho court documents with respect of the Idaho 4K, see if there was anything new, see if there was anything being reported. There isn't. But I was looking at the Chad Daybell situation, right? And you're gonna be shocked in a minute. For those of you who've been around the channel for a while, you'll remember going back. I'm not going to mention any channels because we've done it. We've done it to death. But they were specifically, and we specifically looked at how these channels had put certain things on their channels surrounding autopsy photographs, autopsy pictures. Gannon Storch, for instance, being one of them. And, it was fucking horrendous. I got backlash for calling people out, but, I'm going to call out because it's fucking disgusting. And I thought to myself that there would be lessons learned there, right? I thought people will learn their lessons. That look at the backlash, look at how it affected specifically one of the channels in question, even though they're still about. But that did hit them, that did hurt them. But so anyway, I was looking through the Chad Daybell documents, right? And I came across this, which I'm going to share with you now, which proves that fuck all gets. There's no lessons learned. This is bewildering to me, absolutely bewildering, right? So this document here is this, right? So this is a permanent sealing of certain trial exhibits. So this is Chad Daybell. For those of you who know who he's a disgusting piece of shit who they've given the death penalty for being involved in murders, including the murders of young children. So here, there are 3 victims of homicide: Tylee Ryan, Joshua Jackson, Valo JJ, and Tamara Douglas Daybell. The court, in considering the future unsealing of certain portions of the record in this case upon final disposition, considers the continuing policy of allowing victims and their immediate families to be afforded the rights of fairness, respect, dignity, and privacy. Following the conclusion of the jury trial, this court has received multiple requests from various individuals, including media members and authors intending to publish information about this case in their respective business ventures. Certain requests seek to obtain all of the exhibits in this case, with some expressly requesting the autopsy photos published to the jury in this case. The court notes that at trial, those photographs were published to the jurors, the parties, the court, and in some instances privately to the victims upon their request. They were not, however, publicly disseminated in consideration of the above stated policies. The court here balances out the rights of victims and the general public's right to case information, including those who have a vested interest in monetizing the tragedy surrounding this case. The right of the public to information in a criminal case is clear. That right to information must be balanced against the policy stated herein. Notably, the court was particularly moved by several victim impact statements at sentencing, expressly criticising individuals proclaiming to be media who, in the course of this case, have disrupted the lives of the families of these victims in the past and now continue their efforts to sensationalise and capitalise on this case. Some of those family members described in detail the psychological trauma they have unfairly been subjected to by the media simply because they had some familial relationship to the victims in this case. So, whoa, what is going on with that? Done it to me the other day. It's this stupid mouse. What? I don't know how I'm going to sort that out. So yeah, it would appear yet again you've got media who are trying to request autopsy photos. Like the courts here are trying to say, look, it's about balance, isn't it? Do you know? At the end of the day, they're talking about media, so that is going to cover the likes of channels like mine. Do you know what I mean? And people do sensationalize things because people want it to be sensationalized. This how videos work. The more sensationalized the story, the more attention it gets, and the more people watch it, and the more it spreads, and awareness is received. Which, in some cases, that's a positive thing, because some of these cases they should be seen, they should be heard. The victims should have a voice. There are cases that you can all think of, and I know you will be able to think of, that simply nobody knows about it. Nobody knows because no one's talking about it. But there is a line, and that line is consistently being crossed. And don't get me wrong, there will be people who their interpretation of where that line should be will vary. Like, some people will flat out say that channels like mine just shouldn't exist. You shouldn't be talking about it. You're making money off the back end of tragedy, and that shouldn't exist. Well, that it does exist, and again, that's your interpretation of where the line should be drawn. My interpretation of where that line should be drawn is somewhere else, but I think we can all agree, and when I say I think we should all agree, we clearly don't all agree, and that is that media and content creators and people who are looking to capitalize, are looking to make money at the end of the day, and publish things on stories, should not in any fucking way, shape or form be given access to the fucking autopsy pictures of anybody. Absolutely anyone. Now, I know that there's some people out there with kind of this macabre mentality where they do want to see it. I call people fucking rubberneckers, do you know what I mean? Which I think, to a degree, we're all kind of rubberneckers. If you are going down the road and there's been an accident, it would be very difficult to not drive past and not just have a sneaky look to see the carnage. And you think it's just human nature to do so. It is. But I think there is a line, and that is going way beyond what is right. And I couldn't believe it. I genuinely couldn't believe it. After the backlash of all that, and how people, specifically a large and highly regarded true crime channel, when they saw the flack that another channel was getting, they then try and backpedal and hide what they did, which was exactly the fucking same. Do you know what I mean? And apparently people are still doing it. Stop fucking doing it. I don't understand it. I don't understand. What? So you can put it on your fucking Patreon and stuff like that. This is what you want to see. This is what you want to see. I've got stuff that you can't see on YouTube. Come to my Patreon. Pay me and I'll let you see dead people. I'll catch you all in the next one.